Hello, my name is Juan Manuel Vivas. I am a student here at Full Sail University, currently doing audience metrics for my entertainment business Bachelor's of Science degree. This video and the purpose of it is to speak about my self-reflection for the overall and final week of this course, audience metrics. I am going to be discussing multiple topics. I'm going to be talking about my personal reflection on how I did overall in the course, my attitude, my personal reflection on what could have been done better from my part, and my opinion on how this brings me to the next level and takes me closer to my professional goals. Let's start with my reflection. How did my attitude, logic, and behavior influence my projects? I believe that I had a very positive attitude and a very well-behaved manner all throughout the month. In order to give you some proof on this, we can speak about my blog, which was an element of creation that we had to pursue overall the 4 weeks of the course. I did a very great job. If you go to my blog, you can see it's very subtle, very minimalistic. It has very sensical elements, images that are very well positioned, followed by text that is very carefully written. So it was a very, very well made piece of work. And not only do I say this out of opinion, but I also say this because I've gotten very good grades on my assignments overall. I also want to take an advantage of the situation to thank our professor. She has been very, very, very helpful all throughout the course, and Mrs. Kochler has been very, very nice, and she has made this experience very profitable for me at least, and I'm very sure that for the rest of the students as well. Let's go to the next question. As I started working on my projects, I realized I wanted to know more about. Personally, I think that many of the doubts that I had all throughout the course were resolved by the videos of Mr. Pete Episcopo. They were very effective videos, very clear and concise, maximum 15 minutes videos with all the information that you needed to have in order to pursue the assignment. Any other information that I ended up discovering was because I actually got into the process of making beautiful art online, and I went and digged deeper, but that's something that I did personally. So I believe that the resources were available for me, especially with the videos of Pete Episcopo, and nowadays many things are available online, and one cannot complain for lack of resources when there's an incredible amount of resources out there. So I think there were a lot of resources, and I thank Mr. Pete Episcopo for doing a great job in that sense. Let's go to question number 3. Suggest. If I had more time, I would have. What could I have done differently to improve my projects? Well, there's a ton of things that I could have done differently. The more time you input into a piece of art, because everything that we're creating here is essentially art. The more time that you input into art, the more streams of thought pop up in your mind. And it's just a natural characteristic of the human beings, right? The more time we indulge and the more time we dedicate to something naturally, more things we're going to be able to see. So of course, if I would have had more time, I would have been able to improve in many ways all of the assignments and all of the pieces of art that I ended up creating in this course. but I believe that for the time had and for the purpose of my assignments and the assignments of my peers, which I personally looked and investigated upon, were very well made. Let's go to the final question. Evaluate. How does my experience this month inform and support my professional objectives? How will I use this in my career? Well, this is a very good question, and it's very important to tackle it. The reason being is because this class has taught us a very single important element, and that is the element of Adobe. Adobe nowadays is a great element, and it represents a great tool for professionals out there who really are in any area, because Adobe gives you a great scope of tools and advantages in order to highly organize your ideas in a very artistical and professional way. So this is going to be very useful for my professional objectives, because the day that I cannot hire a graphic designer to do a presentation for me, or the day I cannot hire a video person to do a very professional video for me, at least I have the teachings of this month, and at least I have Adobe Spark. So thank you, Mrs. Teacher, and thank you, Mr. Episcopal, for your help and for this great month. Really, this was a very, very interesting and very intriguing and very helpful month, and I really thank you for it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to see you very soon at graduation, if not at any other projects that we might work on together. And I thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. This is Juan Manuel Vivas talking for my Rise Self Reflection video for week 4. Thank you very much, and have a great afternoon.